This is the next stage, Crans-Montana, Villefranche-en-Beaujolais. This finishes in the Beaujolais wine region. This is Marc Madio and Alain Bondu. They're in a breakaway. This is about 30-40 kilometers to go to the finish. They had broken away and stayed away for about 5 or 10 kilometers. Immediately following their breakaway, I made an attempt to get away and win a time bonus sprint, which would have brought me up another 15-20 seconds up on Hinault. And I was hoping that maybe if I had great form the following day, which is a 50-kilometer time trial, I could have maybe brought back some more time on Hinault.
How's your body feeling now? Obviously this is an extremely long stage, but it is flat. Are different muscles being utilized, and are you still feeling the mountains here on these flats?
You can tell they're aerodynamic positions. You're not in the same climbing position as the mountains have been. But a lot of the thing that makes the Tour de France so difficult is that each day there's somebody going well. In the mountains, it's the climbers. During the mountain periods, so you've got the sprinters and the people who are getting dropped. They usually ride the mountains relatively slow and easy, and they let their body recuperate. And the following day, when we want to rest, the people who race the race in the race, you've got guys who've been resting during the mountain stages trying to make attacks on the flatter stages, as you can see right now.
Yeah, even in this long race, we have about 5 little climbs, but they're what's called 3rd and 4th category climbs. How can you put those in perspective?
Those are 2-3 kilometer climbs, 1 or 2 mile climbs that are fairly steep, but it's just to keep the race going, the race pace going. Mainly, at the beginning of the Tour de France, those 3rd and 4th category climbs were hotly contested. People were sprinting for them all the time because it was a chance to get points that were not that difficult to gain. Usually those people who were going for those small sprints on the climbs or drop on the first major mountain climb.
When we talk about climbs here, they're not as steep either, are they?
No, they're 4 or 5% grade. You don't have the length and the grade. Most of the major climbs in the Alps and the Pyrenees are 15% grade, 10 to 15% grade. This is Eric van der Aarde, Belgian national champion. The jersey that he's wearing is the jersey that signifies the Belgian champion. It's the same colors as the Belgian flag. Notice his good position, really aerodynamic. I think when you watch the pros, the biggest difference between professionals and I'd say a lot, especially American amateurs, the positions are so much more aerodynamic, more relaxed. They're further back in their seat. Their saddles are a little higher. Americans tend to ride with their saddles really far forward, fairly low, and they're not in such a good aerodynamic position. At this point, this is about 2 kilometers to go to the finish of the 200-mile stage, Villefranche-en-Beaujolais. This is a good example of a major field sprint. Notice the winding and the placing of the sprint, the placing of the riders for the sprint. Some of these field sprints like this, especially a flat stage, can be extremely difficult and dangerous. Phil Anderson's in 2nd position right now, with Jacques Hanegraaff on his right. He's in the red. Jacques Hanegraaff is in the red jersey. Sean Kelly and Frank Host are in the front of the group also. I think Frank Host goes on to win the sprint. He's in the green jersey. The red jersey is Jacques Hanegraaff. I think Jacques Hanegraaff 2nd, Sean Kelly 3rd, and Phil Anderson 4th.
What is the strategy? What do you do when you're in a similar situation? Where do you try to be? Do you try to be 2nd, 3rd, 4th? Where as they approach the finish line?
Well, I'm not a field sprinter, and I tend to not want to take as many risks as, say, a field sprinter does. You got to take a lot of risks. You got to be willing to battle with the people for position, and a lot of times you could end up crashing, as Eric van der Aarde did just a little bit before. I just really don't want to take the risk that a field sprinter does, so I really just try to stay to the front and avoid any tangles with another rider. I usually try just finishing in the group, unless I feel really